Hello, everybody. David Burdett here, lead editor with Gamingtrend.com, and I am joined with XDefiant own Mark Rubin and Safy Saada. How are y'all doing today?
It's been great.
How was all the reveals at Ubisoft Season 1?
Yeah, Ubisoft Season 1. Yeah, it's we've shown a lot of content over the year and a half, 2 years during our sort of insider sessions and stuff like that. So we've showed off a lot, but today was the first time we got to really show off brand new stuff that no one had seen before.
Awesome. Well, I for one will apologize for all of the Twitter people who keep bugging you about every little tiny thing.
I am tech support, and yeah.
I feel like every time I'm scrolling my timeline, I see you like, we're trying.
Yeah.
So, but on that note,
yeah.
How does it feel to finally get XDefiant out the door? I know, obviously, you wanted this out a lot earlier than now, but you got to do it right. Yep. And I appreciate the fact that you took the time to make sure that you got it as right as you could to get it out. How does it feel?
It feels great.
Oh, yeah.
It feels great. Yeah. And you're right. We did want it to get out earlier. And we did decide to hold up the release, but I think for very good reasons. And it's hard to explain to the public, right? Yeah. It's hard to explain why we delayed and what we did in those times. And the thing that we found was that the game, even in some of the betas, was more popular than we expected. So we got more numbers than we expected, which means we got to stress out the servers more than we expected, which again was great for us because we learned that our netcode stuff didn't scale to the size that we were seeing and projecting from our betas, and then also fortunately our numbers that we got on launch were far higher than what we even projected after we projected more than we thought we were going to do. So we hit 1 million in under an hour. We hit 10 million in under 2 weeks. It's been phenomenal. So finally getting the game out there has been a chore, but we've tried to be as honest and transparent to everyone about it.
And to add up to that as well, there is the work-life balance aspect that we wanted to keep. It's really important for us. So delaying the game was also allowing us to do what's right for the game without putting too much pressure on that.
And breaking the team. Yeah. The industry as a whole has had a lot of, we're all kind of diverging topics here, so I apologize. I'll totally cut this.
No, go right ahead.
The industry as a whole is a workshop, a sweatshop, right? Like it's a lot of people crunching crazy hours. And so when I joined the studio, pillars was that I wanted work-life balance for everybody. I wanted everyone to be more concerned about their family and their lives and what's going on in their lives. And you have, you want to go do charity or something? Yeah, go do that. We'll pay your free vacation or whatever to go do charity events or what have you. So we're really more interested in people and keeping them healthy and sane, looking after our pocketbooks, so to speak. So.
Good deal. That's great to hear, especially in an industry, like you said, that is very addicted to a different style. As far as what we saw today with Season 1, is there any particular feature, mode, or just anything in general that you can't wait to see players engage with?
Yeah. Some of it I can't talk about yet, unfortunately, because we haven't released the details of the faction. Yeah. But they're. I think what's going to be fun. So we launched, right? It's only been 3 weeks, but from that first day to now, the idea of what's the meta and what's OP is kind of moved around a bit and. As expected, it's a little more complex when you add those abilities and stuff rather than a just simple shoot gun kind of thing. So I'm really excited to see how the new faction sort of mixes that whole thing up again and see what people do. The thing that I kind of always talk about is the typical shooter is you have to be good at shooting. To be really good at shooter, you have to be good at shooting and strategy. The map tactics. Sorry, I could talk about this for a while, but like people think Occupy is about sitting on the point and scoring, and it is, but it's not. The way you win Occupy is you control the spawn points. But people don't realize that. They just go, "I gotta run to the point."
I have screamed in ranked modes at some of my friends know that I get that this is hard point, but don't just run at the hill.
Yes, control your spawns. But so there's complexity, but now we've added that extra layer of now you need to know how to use your skills, when to use your skills, when to use your ultras, and all those kind of things. And I think that really adds depth to the skill gap, in essence, of the game.
Yeah, and what GSK is going to bring to the game is going to be really fun to watch, because we'll definitely see people react in the first days like, oh, this is maybe too weak, too powerful, as always when we introduce a new thing, but then they learn how that plays in some modes, some maps, and then all of a sudden it feels like, oh, it's part of the bigger recipe. And that extra layer Mark was talking about is really the thing that is adding in our, recipe overall. So yeah, I think that would be really fun to watch, and we can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know it's probably been asked over and over and over, but can we expect Search and Destroy or any limited lifestyle modes anytime soon?
Yes. Okay. So
asking it because my buddies, we play.
Oh yeah, no. It's a. Trust
and you
me.
don't want to just copy paste. I get that.
Yeah, no. But I mean, the Search and Destroy from Call of Duty, obviously, is very similar to other modes in other games. Literally, we have Rainbow Six, which has a lot of that same kind of.
Counter-Strike is Search and Destroy.
Counter-Strike is Search and Destroy. Like literally, that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's a classic mode like TDM, Domination, or etc. So for us, it's been really, it's like we had this sort of plan. We're going to roll out these core modes over time, and keep people interested, and its production schedules were such that worked out that way. But we've seen so much interest from the community. Again, a lot more in some ways than we expected. We made a change recently. We said, okay, we're going to scratch that plan, and we're taking all those core modes, things that people really want. TDM, which I announced on Twitter just recently, yesterday, that's coming out in a couple weeks. I actually announced also today. I announced that bomb mode is coming, which is our Search and Destroy.
Awesome.
And it's coming as soon as we can get it. Right? Like I don't have. When you take the schedule, you go, okay, we're rearranging it and making it as fast as possible. Suddenly, you don't know when you're going to finish. So we're getting it out as fast as humanly possible. I don't have a date on when that is, but we are working hard to get it out quickly.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I can't wait to see especially how players will use abilities with a mode like that. I can only imagine somebody like, oh, pop your Aegis shield. We've only got this much time left before the bomb goes off. Defend it.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream feature that you would like to add to XDefiant? Like something that it could be we're talking anything could be added.
I want to hear yours first.
There is a big list
for sure. And this could be like just wild. There's no way I'd ever make it in the game too.
I mean, there's definitely something about being able to expand the game in ways that are really not expected. So even slightly outside of the specific 6v6 genre, that's a dream, we have already. We want to offer that expansion to potential future players and still have connections between those experiences. So yeah, who knows where we'll go with that, but thanks to all the IPs we can pull from, there's a lot of creativity that can come from that in order to help us expand the game in that way. So yeah, that's That's kind
That
of
was a very political answer. I've got a more funny answer.
okay.
Well, one thing that's really cool actually is a lot of the people we have on our team are people that I have brought over from Call of Duty, from my past experience there, whether it's from Infinity War or Treyarch.
Having your own thing cover. So.
And two of them.
Yep.
So one of the people we brought over is Jimmy Zielinski, who was at Treyarch, who was one of the guys who created zombie mode. So just putting that out there. But if you want to give me a dream feature, I think that would be just super fun. I want to do, and again, I'm being silly, but I want to do Helldivers with rabbits.
Oh yes.
That would be hilarious.
Now I'm gonna start tweeting you relentlessly. Dave, whatever, asking for rabbit.
I love that team. I love Helldivers. I love what they've done. I think it's amazing, and I have a huge amount of respect for that game mode and that format. And I would love to do that with more silly sort of using the different Ubisoft IPs.
Yeah,
I think it'd just be fun.
Dang it! Now that's all I'm going to be thinking about all day now. This one is obviously a little more far-reaching, but in a year, I know that you have a year's worth of. The last plan was we got about a year's worth of content already. In a year, what do you hope XDefiant will have accomplished?
That's a good one.
That's
the different way of kind of answered this in the past has been, we look at Ubisoft, what Ubisoft track record is for some games like this that have long lives, like Rainbow Six, going on their 9th year. I would love to be back here at this table in 9 years having this conversation and go, remember that day we had that one interview? And here we are 9 years later.
Hey, that means I've been here for 9 years too, people.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the goal, right? We're not trying to recycle every year. We are trying to be a game that just has a life for a long time, adapts to the players, built around the community. That was literally the pillar in our deck when we first started this game, written down. So I think, I think after our first year, we want to be excited about, we have work already in year 2 and thoughts in year 3. And so, I mean, it's, we're planned, this is being planned and worked on as something that will be out there, hopefully 9, 10 years from now.
So I think we would also be happy to talk about Helldivers with rabbits in one. that would be great.
Yes.
I feel like this last question's already pretty much been answered, but is there any crazy choice of a UB franchise that you'd love to there's a lot of ideas that you'd love to throw in as a faction in XDefiant?
From the beginning, when we knew we were going to be able to tap into all those IPs, so many ideas were coming from the team, from us, from everyone.
Rabbits included.
Rabbits included. Yeah. What we want to say about that is there's nothing off the table.
Yes.
That's really our stance on this. Now, obviously, we want it to make sense, but there are so many ways to bring those things in. And if we go in silly directions, there is definitely a place for all the things that you can imagine possible. So,
yeah.
And we want also to, I hope we could one day have the ability to even answer to some, player requests. Like, hey, can you do Just Dance with whatever?
Yeah.
And why not? That's where we want to go.
Yeah. We want to be unexpected. We want you to go, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Because that will always be the driving pillar.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, you heard it here, folks. First, you draw tablets will eventually be an XDefiant. Anyways, thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much, Safy, for spending some time with us. Talk to us about XDefiant.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get home and actually finish the Battle Pass, since I've been here for a week and have not had a chance to work on it.
And they had double XP for Battle Pass this weekend, too. I'm so sorry.
So I'll just have to get some tokens. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the interview and go check out our coverage on Gamingtrend.com.